Absolutely. It's our first time here in Yorkshire with Monopoly events in Harrogate, and you guys have been so lovely. How have you been enjoying it so far? I'll start with you, Charisma.
Well, James and I just had this conversation going to work yesterday. I'm like, we don't do much together outside of this. And I've never seen you out at dinner or anything. He's like, no, I just go straight to my room, whatever. However, I'm quite the opposite. I'm here with my stepmom. Give Patty Carpenter a
Yay,
a
Patty.
welcome, a nice Harrogate welcome. And, it's just been such a joy to travel with her and see the country through her eyes and do the Beatles tour I did. And we went to York, and the Gothic church just blew my mind. And I just enjoyed Betty's for an afternoon of tea. And we've done like all the things you can imagine. And I had a beautiful dinner up the road here at Drum and Monkey for seafood. It was so, I'm like, I don't know what that place is, but I have to experience it because the name alone was intriguing. And then I went to a dress shop, and I'm sorry, I never bought the dress. I never went back, I forgot. But anyway, yes, I'm just taken with everything. It's just so beautiful, especially here in Harrogate. It's very small and lush and green, and I love the term beer garden. Yeah. I want to make one my own in my own house sometime. But what does that say about me? I don't know. But yes, I'm having a wonderful time. James, you're up.
I've been hanging out in Hyrule. Yeah, Hyrule. Zelda came out. I'm a gamer. Is anybody else? So Zelda is like the best video game ever made by civilization, and the second one just came out.
Not Titanfall?
No, not Titanfall.
Oh.
Hyrule, man.
My friend.
And like Yorkshire is as close to Hyrule as you can get. It's just beautiful, green, but you can't kill anybody. So I've been looking forward to this game for like 7 years, and it finally came out, and I'm like, I've intended to go out. I'm constantly going, I'm going to go out and take a walk, and then I'm like, oh, no, I got to get my armor, and then the sun goes down, so, sorry. But I've been
I'm going to have to drag him out, if he'll let me.
You'd be knocking on the door, I'm like, no.
Like, I'm taking you.
It's very cool that you have some time to actually soak up the culture and that you appreciate that. I'm sure everyone here has been very welcoming. But obviously we're here to talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It is a huge part of your lives, and Angel as well. What's it like to come here and sort of relive it all again through all of the fans' eyes?
What's it like? It's an honor. It's a big part of my life. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into the making of those shows. A lot of sacrifices, a lot of Mother's Days missed, and Halloween trick-or-treating with your toddler. And, so as far as reliving goes, it's my joy. It's my favorite character I've ever played in my life. And to know that the people here enjoy it, and it somehow gave them comfort or made them feel safe in any kind of way, and hearing the personal stories that I hear at the table is humbling.
Yeah, I think that I think that Buffy and Angel were saying something that mattered. I think it's fine to be a part of a project that is just like fun to watch. That's great, and I love to come home after a day's work and have that kind of entertainment. But then if there's something that actually gives me something extra, something that helps me through life, like I think that Buffy is about not giving up. Like I think overarchingly it says, the world is complex, it's challenging, it hurts sometimes, but it's worth it. So keep going, And I think that's just a really good message. When I was young, I was watching Star Trek. Like, I'm old, so it's like the old Star Trek, Captain Kirk. So, but that was basically selling hope. The hope that we are not going to destroy ourselves as a species, that we're going to graduate and actually kind of get chill. And that was really powerful for me. And I feel like Buffy did that, in a different way. And I think Angel's really kind of about trying to change course to make up for, like, because Angel did a lot of bad stuff, and he's like trying to make up for it, but he's constantly having to face the consequences of what he used to be like. And I think that that's a really powerful message too. Yeah.
You mentioned Buffy being a comfort show for so many people, and it is, especially to go back and watch. What are your comfort shows? What's something that you put on to sort of escape?
Sex in the City.
Yay! Are you ready for the new and just like
yes,
that?
I am.
Yes, ma'am.
With bated breath. I love Ted Lasso. I love just, what do I watch? Succession just finished, much to my chagrin. I'm a big entertainment junkie. I love it. I love what I do. I love engaging and also indulging in it.
I like to shoot people in the face.
I'm very
It
concerned.
never gets old. Are there any gamers out there? Thank you. Just rinse and repeat. Better gun, go out and do it again.
That comforts you. That's interesting. Yeah. You find that comforting. Yeah. And Charisma, are you a gamer as well, or were you back in the day? No. What were your favorite games other than Zelda, James?
My favorite game of all time is Wolfenstein 2. Because it's all about, like, if the Nazis won World War II, and then if they took over America, half of America would be just fine with that.
Wait, why is that your favorite?
Because you get to go down into Louisiana, and there's all these guys running around in sheets and hoods, and you get to shoot them in the face.
That's comforting, actually. Yeah, I get that one. Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
There's one level, and then they let you go play it again whenever you want to play it. And I just played that level all the time. Just, boom. Oh
So that's what you're doing in your room.
I don't condone violence or shooting people in the face, but I do have some very strong feelings about oppression. And I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, you probably get a good taste of that.
Yeah.
It's not okay what happened with racism and what's happening in the culture of my country is not okay.
Right.
So yeah, you watch the news, get all mad, and then you go play Wolfenstein 2. Bam!
It's cathartic, I think, for you, James.
I don't agree with that, but I understand it.
We are. So we're going to ask you guys.
Fantasy.
Yes. We're going to ask you to raise your hands if you have a question, but I have one more girly question. Charisma. Yes. Samantha coming back to And Just Like That.
Okay,
your thoughts?
First of all, my thoughts are hallelujah. And also, I love the things that she represents in terms of female empowerment and, being hungry and sexy at a certain age. And I love what she represents. And I love that she's authentically herself and she doesn't apologize for it. So I think it's a coup. And it's a great thing for Sex and the City. And it was definitely missing in the first season of the name of the reboot is
Just Like That.
And Just Like That, right. So, and also, I'm a big fan of the show. I have when you're watching it originally, I'm sorry we're digressing into this, but I do have to say Mr. Big was a toxic relationship that when it first came out, I was really rooting for them. And as I've gotten older, I've realized how warped that was and how we have to, reconsider what we thought was, Mr. Big, what he represented, which was like capitalism and the big wealthy dude and like the power and the things that he represented. And as a young girl, I found that impressionable.
Right.
And so I went kind of looking for that, thinking of that erroneously. Yeah. And as a wiser woman, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the creativity and your kindness and your intelligence and that sort of thing. Yeah. Like my values have changed as I've grown older. Right. And I'm happy that the show is also growing in that area as well. Yes. And I'm not so sad he died.
Yeah. Oh, controversy. Well, yes. Very well said. Yes, Samantha's the real OG. James, do you consider yourself more of a Carrie, a Miranda, Samantha?
He's like, what?
Would
we
like
did talk Zelda for a second.
I've never seen one frame of Sex in the City.
No.
Oh, you're missing out.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen Titanic.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen Titanic just so that I can say that I've never seen Titanic.
Get reactions
and I
like
understand
that.
it's a great film. Yeah, but it's just great. I'm the one person on earth, man.
You don't like romance.
It's not as good as violence.
But
it's okay.
I love that we're just role playing this because this is not real
at
all.
Sure, it's great.
No, I know you do.
You're so layered. We love it. We're going to go to you guys
now.
now.
I want to say this. I'll watch an episode of Sex and the City, and I'll play. You can, and then I'll play a game of Zelda with you.
Okay.
Is that a deal?
Yeah, that's worth it. Actually, that's
Verbal agreement right here in Yorkshire. You guys heard it first, Comic-Con exclusive. Aaron's got the microphone. We'd love to hear from you guys. I know you have a lot of great questions.
You guys can ask me anything that you want.
Uh-oh.
Like, I'm shameless. If you try to embarrass, this is just me. Like, show respect, but no respect needed. Like, if I don't want to answer it, I'll be like, no way, I'm not answering that. But you can, yeah, try to embarrass me. Doesn't work.
Carrie Ann right here on the right with the question.
Hello. Just want to say to you both, it's not a question really, thank you both for coming out. I think everybody who's met you this weekend has had the best fan experience they could have. So thank you for that. And secondly, Charisma, thank you for using your platform, for giving voice to those who don't. Rainbows and lovers love all the way along.
Yay. Happy Pride.
I'm
Yes.
doing the mic now, apparently.
Oh, wonderful. Yay. Give Carrie Ann a round of applause. She's our cosplay queen. If you have a question, just raise your hand and she'll come to you. Please feel free to introduce yourself. And as James said, nothing's off limits.
Hello. You were in Supernatural. What was that like?
That was amazing. Yeah, I've said it before, but that is when I discovered that Charisma is a really nice person. Like, you're such a good actor that I thought you were like Cordelia when we were shooting Buffy, and I'm like a rocker, punk rocker, and I thought I would get in trouble because I would say like something wrong, you know, like, oh, hi cheerleader, how you doing? You know, but like, oh, and I get killed off. So I just avoided you for years. I just never talked with you. I'm so sorry. And we were shooting Supernatural, and we were waiting for the setup, and we were just like, I think, talking about our kids backstage, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I've been judging you for years, but you totally fooled me. Yeah, you're just a good actor. So yeah, that was like the great thing about that.
We loved that time together.
Yeah. And Jared and Jensen are the best. They are immune to fame. You know, fame is, I think, not good for me. I think it tempts me to take myself seriously, or it tempts me to think that I'm above or below other people, and that just makes me lonely. And it's like, fame is like, it's like radiation. Like, the longer you're exposed to it, the more dangerous it gets. And you have to like push back against it, you know, try to live a normal life. And Jared and Jensen are just immune to fame. They just have a lead suit on or whatever, and it doesn't get to them, and they're just the most wonderful, normal two people. And so consequently, it's just the happiest set in the world.
Very handsome, by the way.
Right.
Thank you. Great question. We've had a lot of Supernatural cast actually here, and they're all really lovely people. We've got the microphone here in the middle. Hi there.
Hi. Hey, we're massive fans, so thank you for coming here today. We were watching some of our favourite episodes of Spike and Cordelia last night, but we were wondering, what are your favourite episodes?
I was asked this question at the table. So I wasn't, and I'm not familiar with seasons 4 through 7 of Buffy at all, because I was shooting Angel. But of the 3 seasons I was in, I think I enjoyed, and I don't remember the name of the episode, but it's the one where I'm in the revenge outfit, and we, you know, the breakup, and he gets the spell, and that whole. It was a really fun Cordelia-centric episode. I enjoyed that, obviously. More me. And then there's the Halloween episode, which I totally enjoyed. And the homecoming episode I enjoyed a lot because I spent a lot of time with Sarah. And we really didn't, all of our scenes were generally quick, and bite, and off we would go. But like that particular episode, we were, you know, it was just the two of us for most of the time. And I enjoyed those episodes the most.
You know, 4 through 7 were pretty good over at Buffy. There's this vampire character that came in. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Was
by
his
the way,
name Spike?
Yeah.
That guy.
I was, the only reason that I got hired as a regular cast member, that started in 4, was that I was supposed to be the new Cordelia. They lost the character that says, "You're stupid, Buffy. We're all going to die." You know, they needed a new person to do that, and that's why I got the job. If you hadn't have gone over to Angel, I wouldn't be here.
I doubt that, but okay. It's a sweet thing to say, though.
But
Thank you.
It's true. They told me. I think my favorite episode.
They told you that?
Yeah, Sarah took the credit. She's like, I'm the one who did it.
What do you mean?
Because they were looking like, who should we have, to replace Cordelia? And she's the one that said, why not Spike?
Oh.
Yeah. No, thank you both. I think my favorite Buffy episode is The Body, because I think that it proved that the show doesn't need vampires. It doesn't need special effects. It doesn't need stunts. It doesn't need magic. It can just be a drama, or music, right? It's the characters are so strong that you can just treat them dramatically and just watch a young woman lose her mom, and it's just amazing. And then I had a lot of fun on Fool for Love. There's a lot of fight scenes in that, and I love doing stunts. And I remember I got to fight Ming Lee, who is Bruce Lee's second cousin, I believe. I hope I get that right. She's a close family relative of Bruce Lee. She teaches in his dojo to this day, and she played the Chinese Slayer in the Boxer Rebellion scene. And she's not a tall person, but she's widely regarded as the deadliest person in Hollywood, if not the world. And I remember I was really excited. I had a sword in that scene, and I didn't get a lot of weapons on Buffy because the vampires got the teeth, so you don't need them. But I know weapon work, and I was like, I get a sword, I kick ass. I'm like, Ming, man, this is gonna be fun. And I started flourishing, and I got a little close to her face, and she just kind of went, and she just went like from across the room. She just went smack right up against my nose. Okay, and I was like, Ming, sorry. Yeah, I got to do stunts with her on Runaways recently. She was like doubling a 17-year-old character, and she hasn't lost a step. She's so fast. So that was a lot of fun. And then the musical, of course. Yeah.
Thank you. Great question.
I wanted to say to that point about weapon work, it is fun to do that. And I remember working on Legend of the Seeker, where I had gone to New Zealand early before the shooting, just for the fitting alone, because it was leather from top to bottom, and this intense leather corset, and we had this baton. But when we did sword work, I was trained by the sword choreographer for Darth Maul.
Oh, yeah.
In the Star Wars movies. And my son at that time was obsessed with Star Wars, right? Right, Mom? And that choreography, I got to do some of the moves that Darth Maul did. And then I got to come home and teach my son the choreography, but I had to do it backwards because now he's going to learn my way. So anyway, it was just a really fun thing to take home to my kid and be in the front yard and do sword work. Remember all the sword fights that she would play swords. I mean, he was obsessed with the lasers and stuff. But yeah, my job is so fun. Yeah. I just can't, like when I think about it, you just made me think of that. Like, we're just so lucky.
And major mom points. That's very cool.
I mean, I'm into my kid. He's not so into me anymore, but he's grown out of it.
Great question. Thank you. We've got a question here on the right in the front row.
Hi. If you could pick like a soundtrack or like a theme song for your character, because I know you both quite like music. Like James, you have your band, and Chris and the rest of you post about Taylor a lot. So I was wondering if you could pick like one song or a few songs for your character. Who would you like? What songs would it be?
For Spike?
Yeah.
Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus. Her name is Noelle. I have a dream about her. She rings my bell. I got gym class in half an hour. Oh, how she rocks in Keds and tube socks. But she doesn't know who I am, and she doesn't give a damn about me. It's so perfect because then it goes on. Her boyfriend's a dick. He brings a gun to school. He simply kicked my ass if he knew the truth. That's Angel, And the girl, she doesn't know who I am. Like, she doesn't even care about me at all. I'm just a dirtbag. I played that in my trailer constantly. Yeah.
I mean, that's such an intense question, and I take it so seriously. I'm going to have to come back to you on that. I don't know, because I am such a music person, and Cordelia is grew to be very complex. So it's like, is it early Cordelia? Is it late Cordelia? Like my mind is blown. I can't think of it right now, but I'll get back to you.
The Smiths come to mind.
The Smiths come to mind with Cordelia?
Yeah.
Which song? Because, Morrissey.
I know.
Maybe I'm Morrissey. I'm going to do a show. Never mind. No, I'm not like that at all. I'm very responsible. I don't know.
Yeah.
Great question, though. I'll give it some thought.
That is a really good question. Thank you. We've got a question here in the middle.
James, are you a Buffy or a Angel fan? I'm Buffy.
Look, if Buffy and Angel get together, then he goes evil. He starts ripping people to pieces. She hates that behavior, let me tell you. And it just blows up in her face. So it's impossible. I get her. Suck it, Angel. She's mine.
That works out well for Cordelia.
You can have him.
We've got a question over here on the right. Hi there.
Hiya, Charisma. Oh.
Give a round of applause. You can do it. We got you, bro.
Hell yeah.
Quick.
I'm right here. I'm right here with you. Take your time.
Quick question. In Angel, on your welcome episode, the scene with you and Angel was fantastic, and also your hairdos are fantastic as well. And
That's an
Very-
unpopular opinion.
Oh.
Thank you.
throughout Angel, you were amazing, even in Buffy, but you're just fabulous.
How lovely.
And
She is
one
fabulous.
thing before I go is, I think you deserved Angel. And I think Spike deserved Buffy, but Buffy was horrible. She was horrible, so Cordelia, a lot better person, and a lot better to talk to, and she had Angel's back and he had hers, and I felt sorry for Spike because she treated him like muck, and he deserved so much than Buffy, but that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Like muck. What a lovely way to
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your comments and sentiments. That means a lot. Thank you.
Get a question here on the left. Oh, this gentleman has been through a lot.
This one's for James. How fun was it working on the set of Torchwood?
I loved Torchwood. First of all, John Barrowman is so amazing. He's one of my favorite people on earth. He's just like his character. He's a hero. He'll help you. If you're in trouble, he'll help you. And he's just out, baby. You know? Oh, I loved it. Yeah, you know, I'm a subversive person. I had a subversive theater company in Chicago and Seattle where we're not trying to make people angry, but when they do get angry, it's working kind of idea. Like, we're trying to divest people of lies that we get taught, usually in childhood, you know, like violence works, old people are boring, you can buy yourself identity, stuff like that. And I got on Buffy and found that I was on a subversive show because we were subverting the idea that women can't fight back. And back when we were doing it originally, it was making certain people very uncomfortable. It was delicious. And I got done with that, and I thought, okay, that's never going to happen again. Hollywood is not a subversive place. So be thankful that happened at all, and now you're going to go do other things. And then I get over on Torchwood, and Russell T. Davies takes me out to dinner the first night, and he says, I'm a Buffy fan, and this show is my Buffy. And I didn't know what he was talking about until I was doing an interview in Wales, shooting, and the BBC guy goes, so what do you think about the homophobic backlash against Torchwood? And I was like, we have a backlash? Oh my God. And I was right back in it. And I just thought that we offended all the right people. Yeah, I just thought that was amazing. Yeah.
Happy Pride Month, by the way. I love that.
And John has very soft lips. Very soft indeed. God, I miss him.
Another Comic-Con exclusive. Thank you for that. We've got a question over here on the left. Hi there.
Hi guys, just want to say I love you both and I love Buffy. It's helped me in millions of ways. Whenever I feel low, I always put it on to make me laugh and make me cry. My question's for you, James. Can I just ask, who did you base your accent off? Was it a certain person, a certain era?
No, I mean, initially, I can only say this because I think John's not here today, but it was Monty Python. You know, I watched a lot of it when I was a kid and, you know, get a lot of different accents from that show. But it wasn't any specific person. I based the walk on Malcolm McDowell in this movie. Not a lot of people have seen this movie. It's called Cat People. And has anyone seen this movie? It's a weird movie. It's not a masterpiece, but it's pretty cool. And like Malcolm McDowell plays this dude who's also a cat, but it's also cool. Don't even ask me. But he had this like feline walk that he'd used. And I always thought, I'm going to rip that off someday. And I totally ripped that off from him. But the voice itself was just me in a London accent, you know. But it wasn't perfect. Like the directors used to say, because the directors don't always know everything because they're coming in for one episode sometimes. And so those directors would say, is your character Australian? And I'd be like, uh-oh, it's happening again. And at some point, Tony Head, pretty early on, got embarrassed enough that he came up to me and said, we don't say it like that, you prat. I'm going to help you. You're embarrassing me back home. So he came and tutored me by force. And he would knock. No, he wouldn't even knock. He would just open the door to my trailer when the new script came out. And, oh, yeah. And he's not nice all the time, as it turns out. Tony Head is amazing. But he was forthright about it. And for about 6 months, he helped me with the accent until he was satisfied that I wouldn't embarrass him. And I think that's why it got good. Right on. Thank you.
Says you nailed it. We've got a question here on the right.
Hi. I just wanted to say thank you for being such a big part of all of our childhoods. I've been watching Buffy since I was 5, a little bit too young. But
Did we scar you?
Yeah,
a little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm healed. James, you said you're a gamer, but did you play the Buffy games?
Those were not bad.
They hold up.
Right?
They hold up.
Like usually games that are based on television shows are horrendous. But the Buffy games were good, man. Yeah, I loved being Buffy. I was like, I'm going to kill him. But it's like, the first time I played the second one, I got stuck in the graveyard. And I just ran around this little graveyard. I couldn't get out. I was like, oh, suck it. And threw it away. And then I was at a convention, and I asked someone, how do you get out of the graveyard? And they're like, you can go on the internet, dude. You know, like, I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. And then I got out of the graveyard and I finished it. It was really good. I liked it.
What do you think of movies based on games?
Well, it depends.
Like
you know,
Tomb Raider. How many?
Tomb Raider was pretty good because Angela
Last of
Jolie
Us.
just rocks.
You know, I auditioned for that
Really?
when I was on Angel.
Oh, you
at
would've
a
been
meeting.
good in that.
I would have.
Yeah.
But you know, it went to her.
Oh.
That's okay. She went to Cambodia and it changed her life, and that was meant to be.
Okay.
But what about what The Last of Us is based on a game,
yeah,
isn't it?
I mean, I was gonna say like that is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. And I loved the clickers that I've been seeing around. I mean, it's gross, but I love it.
Yeah, like
it's neat.
Like today's games are stronger. The narrative is really strong in games now. The storytelling has improved immensely. So when you want to adapt it, you have like The Witcher. You know, you just have well, actually, they adapted the books. Never mind, sinkhole there. But there's more to work with adapting now. Like if you adapt, like in the beginning when they were adapting video games, the video games didn't have a lot of story, and so those were a lot more problematic. They didn't work as well. But yeah, Batman games are awesome. Superman games are horrible.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. We're moving
Okay,
on.
never mind.
We've got a question here on the right.
Hi, I was just wondering if anyone on set, like if you had a crush on anyone on set.
Who's talking? Let me.
Right
Oh,
here,
hi.
second row.
Yeah. Did you
we have
crush on anybody? Yeah.
Oh no, I don't date where I work. No.
Yeah, like the thing is, that's very wise. I'm the same way. Like if you date somebody, mostly what happens is you break up. Unless you get married and happily ever after, you're going to break up. And when you break up with someone, you don't want to see them anymore. And if you're not working with them, you can never see them again, and it's wonderful. But if you're working with them, you're with them every day. And so it creates a lot of tension on the set when people get together and they break up. And so I was always like, I'm on Buffy, man. If I can't get a date, there's something wrong with me. Like, I don't have to date people from work. Go out into the world, man. It's okay.
I mean, I understand it. I understand how it can happen just because when you're on a set or you're working on a series 9 months out of the year, you don't have a life. You go to work and home. I mean, truly, I'm not even kidding. And I understand that proximity is there and you develop relationships and friendships, but I've never seen anybody. I don't even think about people that I work with in that mindset because I'm so involved in my job. And, it's like that. But I know that's not necessarily true for everyone. But I understand it when it happens just because of what I just said. You have no social life. I really feel I think I started working around 24 or 25 and then through 33, right? So I didn't really do the clubs. I didn't have college. I didn't have that experience. So then you don't have a social life while you're working on set. So I really feel like it makes sense to date people that are near you, but I don't condone it and I don't participate in it, and I've never even thought about it. Yeah. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
And the thing is like what we do, what actors do.
You're annoyed.
And we're no. I understand it too, because what we do, we forget we're even doing it, but actors instinctually, we have to trust each other because we're gonna be vulnerable with each other. We're gonna cry in front of each other. We're gonna do things emotionally that are very kind of exposed. And so, without even thinking of it, you get actors together, and we will build trust with each other. And that's like a big building block of a relationship. So, if you already trust a person, and they're in makeup and they're hot, and you're right, you have no social life. I understand it. It's excusable. I just thought it doesn't really work for me. Yeah.
Well, just between us, because we're on a juicy subject, which I love, did you ever date anybody, James, that wanted you to do the accent? Just between us.
Yeah, but I refused until marriage. Yeah.
Love it.
Put a ring on it and I'll talk about it.
It's a sweet deal. We've got time for a couple more questions. We're going to go right here.
I just want to point out that
Yes.
it is Holly's birthday today as well, who's just asked that question. So happy birthday, Holly.
Birthday.
Happy birthday. There's a lovely lady here.
Hi, Charisma. I stand in solidarity as a survivor of workplace bullying and harassment. And I just want to say, I so admire your courage in speaking out and sharing your story. Thank you so much for raising awareness of that issue. Okay.
Thank you.
What I'd like to ask is, looking back at Buffy and Angel, what are you most proud of?
I'm proud of a lot. I also feel that I grew a lot. As tough as things were and can be, I grew a lot. I have debilitating anxiety, and it was very pronounced at that time. And I think being able to show up every day was a victory. And I think when I look back at the body of work, I'm proud of all of us and what we brought to the table and what we contributed. There's so much to be proud of. So there isn't just one thing, It was all great.
Great question. Thank you so much. We have time for one final question. No pressure. Oh. Yeah. We can go a few more if you like, James.
I know this is our favorite. We like this.
I love to talk about myself. It's great.
Let's do a couple more. We'll go here, then we'll go to the front, if you don't mind, Carrie Ann. Right here in the middle. Hi there.
Hi, love you both so much. I grew up with you, and now my daughter's also growing up with you, so that's amazing. My question is for Charisma. One of my favourite episodes in the whole verse was the episode where Lindsay got the new hand, and Angel Investigations were investigating it, and it started with the vision. Cordelia got the vision, and it's such a powerful scene where the guy stabs himself in the eye, and she physically gets thrown across into the bookcase, and she loses all function. And then she's on Angel, and she's crying. And it was so powerful for me, and it gets me every time. Amazing scene. What did you draw on to, first of all, did you do your own stunt? Did you fling yourself into the bookcase? And second of all, what did you draw on in that scene to make it so powerful?
First of all, I just want to say thank you. As an actor, I can't tell you how gratifying it is to feel appreciated, and that your work is touching and impactful, and that you recall it so vividly. So thank you. What I think with my visions, when I learned that I would be getting the visions, I have a coach that I've worked with, Iris Klein. She teaches Meisner technique. And she and I worked really hard at trying to figure out what it is that I'm seeing. Like, what am I feeling? What can I imagine? What horrors have happened in the world? I'm going to get emotional. I don't know what's going on with me. But I looked at books from history. I looked at wars. I looked at Vietnam War, and I looked at the bomb and Agent Orange effects. I looked at the Holocaust images, just things, horrors, the human horrors that we do to each other. So I can't talk anymore.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with us. Great question. Thank you. We'll go to one final question here in the front row on the left.
Sorry, one thing. No, I did not do my own stunts. I did as much as I could, but that credit goes to the incredible talent, Mike Massa, who was Angel's stunt person. I don't know who your stunt person was.
We had a few.
I had a few as well, but there's also that risk that you get hurt, and then you can't work, and we gotta keep us working and get them paid.
I would tell stunt coordinators when I meet them, I go, green belt, no, black belt, green belt, boom. Like if you have me in close up, I can look like Bruce Lee. If you have me like waist up, I can get it done, no problem. If you want me flying against the bookshelf, flying across the room, doing triple flips and flipping around like that, get a professional. Like, I'm not that good. Yeah.
That's fair. Question right here on the left.
This is a question for James. Can you tell us about working on Dudes and Dragons, or Dragon Warriors, as it's also called? Because that film is hilarious, and I've never heard you speak about it.
Oh my God, I love that movie. I remember when I got the script for Dudes and Dragons, I was reading the first 20 pages, and I was like, what the hell is this? Is what? And then after that, I kind of understood the style of what they were going for, and I just started laughing on every page. I was like, this is amazing. And it was an independent film that was all CG. And so we shot it on a green screen in Salt Lake City, and then they took years. They would get a few scenes done, and then they'd go raise more money on that work, and they never gave up, and they finally released it. And I just think it has its own style. It's like, if you get it, you love it. And if you don't get it, you're like, what happened there, James? But most people get it. My favorite part of that is that I played a wizard who is trying to marry his cousin. And every time he gets guffed for that, he's like, it's very common in some cultures. But he had horrible teeth. He was pretty good looking, but then he smiles and his teeth are just decrepit. And when I got to that part in the script, I was like, I want the role. That's perfect. And I remember getting to set and they're like, We're so glad you decided to do the film, James. We're so honored that you're here. And of course, you don't have to do the teeth. That's too far. And I'm like, oh, no. I want to do the teeth. And as ugly as possible. I had a great time on it. Yeah, just fabulous.
I think that's an interesting statement, too, because I think as an actor, you do try to do the absolute opposite of the thing you did last or the way you're perceived the most. You try to break those molds as much as you're allowed.
Yeah. And Spike had awesome teeth, so yeah.
He did. Great smile. Well, guys, we are so excited to have you here. We know that you need to get back to your autographs and photo opportunities for all of you guys to meet and greet them. But what are you looking forward to after you leave Harrogate?
Seeing my dog back home. I really miss my dog. We've been away a while. I came early. I'm leaving late. And I'm ready to see my dad and my dog. And my son is at home waiting for us. So that.
I'm in a new show called Casa Grande on Amazon Prime.
Oh, is that what you meant?
Yeah. No, but I'm really like, it was shot on a shoestring budget, and I thought it was not going to be great, but it was great. It looks like we had a lot of money, and everything, all the casting was great, and I'm just so excited about it. So I'm looking forward to the phone call where we get season 2. We better get season 2. Yeah. So.
Wonderful. Well, guys, please show your appreciation for Charisma and James, two of the nicest folks we've had here at Monopoly.
You guys are awesome, man. I'm having the best weekend, man.
Yes.